Flat Stanley, Stanley in Space, Chapter 4. I will just flip this omelette, says Mrs. Ramchap, making breakfast in the Star Scout. And then, oh dear, the omelette hovered like a frisbee in the air above her. Mostly, however, after a week in the space, the Ramchaps remembered that gravity, the force that held the thing down, did not exist beyond the Earth's atmosphere. Mr. Ramchap often read now with his hand clasped behind his head, allowing his book to float before him, and Stanley and Arthur greatly enjoyed pushing from their chair to drift like feather across the room. Raising her fan, Mrs. Ramchap brought down the omelette after breakfast. "What?" she said. "A game of Monopoly?" "Please, not again," Arthur sighed. If I'd known this adventure would be so boring, I'd never have come." "The worst part," Stanley said, "is not knowing how long it will last." "The beginning was boring," Arthur said as they began their breakfast. "The beginning was fun." The first day had, in fact, been tremendously exciting. They had spent many hours at the Star Scout's magnifying window, watching the bright globe of Earth grow steadily smaller until it seems at least only a pale marble in the black of space. And there has been many special sights to see. The starry, beautiful Milky Way, the planets, red Mars, giant Jupiter, cloudy Venus, starting with the shining rings. The third evening, this appeared on TV news broadcast on Earth. Word of their voyage has been released to the press, and all over the world people were eager to learn how this extraordinary adventure was proceeding. Standing before the spaceship's camera, the Ramchaps said they felt fine, looked forward to meeting the Terrans, and would report nightly while they remain in TV range. The fourth evening, they float before the camera, demonstrating weightlessness. This was greatly appreciated on Earth. And they float again the following day. By the sixth evening, however, they were hard pressed to live in their appearance. Mr. Ramchap recites a baseball poem, Casey at the bat. Stanley jerked the tennis ball, but the Earth audience, knowing now about weightlessness, saw the ball float when he tossed them up. Arthur did an imitation of the rooster, a dog, and a man stuck in the pawn booth. After this, while Mrs. Ramchap was singing her college song, he went behind the plastic curtain to undress for a shower, and accidentally pulled the curtain down. He was mortified, and she tried later to comfort him. "We will be remembered, Arthur, for our time in space," she said. "Nobody will care about the curtain." "I will be remembered forever," Arthur said. 100 million people saw me in my underwear. The next day was Stanley's birthday, and just after dinner the screen lit up. There was a present in his shirt sleeves behind his desk in Washington, D.C. "Well, here I am working late again," the president said. "It's a tough job, believe me. Happy birthday, Stanley Ramchap," I will arrange a surprise first-year friend from school." There was a silence for a moment, broken only by the clearing of throats. And then from all the million of miles away came the voice of Stanley's classmates singing, "Happy birthday, dear Stanley! Happy birthday to you!" Stanley was tremendously pleased. "Thank you, everybody," he said. "You too, Mr. President." "That was just the USA part," said the President. "Ready over there in London, Queens?" "We are, indeed," the Queen's voice said cheerfully. "And now, Master Ramchap, our famous Westminster Boys Choir." From England, the beautiful voice of the famous choir sang, "Happy birthday, Stanley," all over again, and then other children sang it from Germany, Spain, and France. All this attention to Stanley made the author jealous, and when the President said, "By the way, Arthur, you entertained us wonderfully the other night," he was sure this was a tease about his appearance in underwear. But he was wrong. Those imitations, the President said, especially the following foreign food, darn good. Indeed, the Queen added from England. "We are greatly amused." "Oh, thank you," said Arthur, cheered. The screen had gone blank. They had traveled too far. There would be no more voice from the earth. No voice but their own until they heard what the Tyrann had to say. "Suppose the Tyrann had forgotten we are coming?" Stanley said. "We might just sail around in space forever." They had finished the breakfast omelette and were now sitting out the Monopoly board, because there was nothing more interesting to do. "They don't even know our name," said Arthur. "What will they call us?" "Earth people," said a deep voice. "Very probably," said Mr. Ramchap. "Earth people seems—" "Who said that?" "Not me," said both Stanley and Arthur. "Not I," said Mrs. Ramchap, correcting. "But who?" "Earth people." The voice, louder now, came from the Star Scout radio. "Greeting from the great planet Tiara and its mighty people. Do you hear?" "Oh my!" Mr. Ramchap turned up the volume. "It's them!" "They said—" "They," said Mrs. Ramchap. "For heaven's sake, hurry it," Mr. Ramchap said, and spoke loudly into the microphone. "Hello, Tiara. Earth people here. Party of 4. Peace-loving family." "Peace-loving?" said the voice. "Good. So is my Tiara. Where are you, Earth people?" Stanley checked his star map. "We are just where the tail of the Larf's comet meets star number 3,047,000. Now what?" "Right," said the Tiara voice. "Keep going till you pass the star formation that looks like a put. You can't miss it. Then just pass a lopsided little white moon. Start down. You will see a pointy mountain, then a big field down there. See you soon, Earth people." "You bet," Mr. Ramchap said, and turned to his family. "The first contact with another planet. We are making history." They passed the foot-shaped star formation, then the lopsided moon, and Stanley pointed the Star Scout down. The darkness of space vanished as it descended, and at least the Ramchaps saw clearly the planet it had taken so long to reach. Tiara must a smallish as planet go, but nicely round and quite pretty, all in shade of brown, with making not unlike the ocean and the continents of Earth. A pointy mountain came into sight, and beyond it a big field. There Stanley pressed the landing button. Vroom went the Star Scout rocket. The spaceship hovered, then touched down. Peeling out, the ramjet saw only brown field with the tan tree at the far side and the brownish hill beyond. Curious, said Mr. Ramjet, where suddenly message came, but not so they expected. Surrender, Earth people, said the radio. Our spaceship is trapped by our unbreakable trapping cable. You are prisoner of Tiara. Surrender.